Hello, everyone, and welcome to ChangeCockpit Copilot Edition, April 2024. My name is Rolf Tröndle, and I'm the host of this session. I'm a Microsoft MVP in Microsoft 365, and this Copilot Edition is part of my MVP work. So this aside of the Copilot edition of ChangeCockpit, there is also a full edition available, as you can see here, where I talk about all the changes, and it's always about which changes are rolling out in the current and the following month only, except if they are very, very important. But this month, I will announce 114 changes in the subscription edition of ChangeCockpit. I'm doing now the Copilot part with 8 changes, so we see we have in total 122 changes, which are rolling out only in April and May. So Microsoft is racing against, I don't know who, but we see in the last 5 years the development of the changes. We see that it's going up and up. Yes, I'm doing this already for 5 years. Every month I get together, I put all changes together and present it in the ChangeCockpit. So we can see here the grayed out parts that is all the other workloads where I present in the subscribe edition. So if you're interested hearing or listening to all the other changes which I present, just ping me either using Teams chat, LinkedIn messages, or email to rolf@changecockpit.ch. The address is also mentioned on the second last slide. So let's start then with Copilot. We have 8 changes which are rolling out this month and in May. So first of all, how are the slides built, which I use to present? We have the title up here, what the change title, then some change details on the left side, screenshot in the middle. If available, I will always put in here a screenshot so you can see what the change is about. Upper right, workload, where we are, for example, Teams, Exchange Online, and for now in this presentation, it's always Copilot. Then we have more information if needed. So if you think, hey, this change is this is quite important to me or to us, to my users, then you have more information here to dig in, or you just come to me and ask me, because it's always Q&A about the changes announced is always included in ChangeCockpit, no matter if it's a free edition or if it's the subscription edition. So, but you will have anyway here more information like roadmap ID, message center ID, or a link to a blog. Then status. Status means when is the expected rollout date. We can see it here in this example, targeted March, standard end of March till end of April. So this is only what was announced for Microsoft. Normally it's accurate, but there are some changes which have slight delays. So that's quite normal. No worry about this. Then we see the for who the change is about, the like admins or user information, and very seldom also user training. So the target audience is marked here. Normally in a workload, I will go through the user information first and afterwards through the admin changes. Then we also have a license note. My base for licenses is always Microsoft 365 E3. So if it needs more than this, then it's noted in here, like as an example, Teams Premium. And then we have a relevance score. Microsoft is giving relevance score to a change, a particular change. And this relevance score is then marked in bold font. And if I think, hey, Microsoft is marking it high as an example, and I think it's only medium or even low, sometimes this can happen, then I will mark it with the color as well. And so it's visible. Okay, let's start with Copilot for Microsoft 365 for this month. First change to announce is Copilot in Stream. Copilot will become available in Stream. It will be rolled out. Copilot is already integrated, as you know, in Word, Excel, PowerPoint, or also in Teams chat. It will be available, just a sneak peek for next month, in Planner. And now first it will be integrated in Stream. So if you go to a video and stream, I think you also need the transcription available. You can also create a transcription stream if you have edit permission to the video. Then you can summarize videos, identify important moments in this video that need to be watched. So you don't need to watch, let's say, the whole meeting recording, but for in meetings, you also have the AI summarization as an example. But for other videos, you can let it analyze for you by Copilot in Stream. Ask questions about the video and find out where people or topics are being discussed and watch only these parts of the video. So this will just save some time. You can see it here. With the prompt, summarize the video, and this video is about the Summit Center project and so on. And then you have timestamps where you can click on and jump directly into the important parts. And this then allows you also to identify calls to action from this particular video. Next change is about the Copilot for Microsoft 365 UI, formerly called Bing Chat Enterprise. That's the Copilot service or the Copilot UI, which is available in copilot.microsoft.com. There will be a green shield is being added on the upper right just to show all your users or to you that this is you are logged in with an Android with a work account, and therefore everything you enter will be treated confidentially, so that this information won't be used to learn AI, to enrich AI. It won't be used for this. It will be confidential treated. So then legal and data protection disclaimer, including links to terms. That's on the bottom here. You will have some new links in here which will be added. AI accuracy disclaimer is added at the end of each chat. That's, you know, it's from many other AI tools. AI generated content may be incorrect. So that's quite important. So also user sees, hey, okay, I see this output, but I have to think for myself now, is this really possible that this is true? So that's why this disclaimer will be added. And the company branding logo will be removed. Currently, you still have, if you have configured in Enter ID, company branding, you have your company logo on the upper left in copilot.microsoft.com website, but this will be removed afterwards. And all these updates apply to all these UIs like Copilot in Bing, in Edge, Copilot in Windows, and also to the mobile applications. Yes, there is even a dedicated Copilot mobile application in Android and iOS available. Teams Mobile, you will see the sources of the output which Team Copilot in Teams Mobile will hand or give to you, and this will be source number. So if you ask Copilot, help me recap this meeting so far, then Copilot will add sources where you can push on or click on, and then it will show you, hey, this is from this timestamp in the meeting recording as an example. Or if you use Copilot chat in Teams Mobile, then it will show you, okay, I have this information from document contoso.docx, or even from the website used where the information is coming from. So you will see the sources where AI or Copilot is using the information from. Also in Teams Mobile. This is available for a longer time now in Teams Desktop. Then there will be an upgrade to GPT-4 Turbo for all Copilot parts, and that's a background change, but just to let you know that the results will be improved and you will have better performance and better responses. Graph Grounded Chat will be integrated into the Copilot app. First, as I just mentioned, Copilot is available as a dedicated app. If you don't have this one yet, just scan this QR code here and you will be guided to the App Store of your device to download and install it. And second, Graph Grounded Chat. This sounds quite fancy. So what is it? Graph Grounded Chat is the Microsoft search in Microsoft 365 that's based on Graph. By default, all documents, all emails, all documents which you have access to. This is you will see only in the Microsoft Search. You will see only results from documents where you have access to. As an example, in OneDrive, in your personal OneDrive, but also in Teams and SharePoint sites and your mailbox. So this is Microsoft Search, and this is built on Graph. And you can even add Graph connectors. So if you have a Jira as an example, or a ServiceNow as a ticketing system, then you can add Graph connectors to these systems, and Microsoft Graph will index all this source system as well. And you will have output for Microsoft Search. If you search for information, you will see it in there. And Graph grounded chat in Copilot means Copilot also has access to all information which is available in your graph search as well. So this can be used as input. That's a very great strength of Copilot, because it can leverage and use all your company data, which is available in Graph Search, and that's called Graph grounded chat. So this part will also be available now. Back to the change. This will also be available now in the Copilot for Microsoft 365 app, the Copilot app in iOS and Android. And this will also be available in Bing and Microsoft Startup in May as well. But in the Copilot app, it's already available. Then we will switch now from end user changes to admin changes, as we can see down here, because every workflow first are the end user changes, and then the user information and user training changes, and then following the admin changes. So as an admin for Microsoft 365, you can configure pop-over messages in Teams. What does that mean? As an example, if your user didn't use for a longer time Copilot in Teams, then the user, after you configure this message, user will get a message from your admin that's configurable. Then quickly search and use information within Teams using Copilot. User can click on Learn More, and this is for the adoption part, because if you pay $30 per user per month for a Copilot and Microsoft 365 license, then for sure you want to have a great adoption experience, and you want your users to use this feature because you are paying a lot for this, and user will be happy, hopefully, after using Copilot. So you can schedule such messages for now. It can be done in the usage center, Microsoft 365, in the usage report in Microsoft 365 admin center. You will find there on Microsoft 365 Copilot, you will find there two cards. One is available already. The other one will be introduced after this change rolled out. Teams Copilot promote using Microsoft 365 Copilot. You can click on this, schedule a message, target the audience, say start and the end of the scheduling of this message, and then all users who didn't use Copilot in Teams during the last 30 days will get such a message. So only users who didn't use, so all users who are already using Copilot Microsoft 365 in Teams won't get this message and won't be bothered. After configuring or scheduling this message, then it will take normally 24 hours until it will start to be displayed in your or for your users' Teams. Teams meeting will get new admin controls. So we have two parts of this regarding meeting and Copilot setting. The end user view of this change is in meeting details or meeting options. After planning a meeting, you can allow Copilot on during the meeting or during and after the meeting, which is the default if you didn't configure anything during and after the meeting, because Copilot needs to have transcription turned on to work on. It needs the input for your meeting, and this input is the meeting transcription. If you have during and after the meeting, transcription will be turned on, and it will be stored afterwards with the meeting artifacts in your OneDrive and the OneDrive of the organizer. That's another change, which I'm talking about in the Teams workload in the full Copilot edition. Full ChangeCockpit edition. And the other option is only during the meeting. This will create a temporary transcript. Then you can ask Copilot questions and work with Copilot, but only while the meeting lasts. But after the meeting is ended, this transcript will be deleted. But that's the other option, just to use Copilot, even if you don't want to save and store transcripts. That's the end user part, and there is also meeting policy part for admins. This is in a particular meeting policy, you will find Copilot. By default, it's on with transcript. It's on, and you can set it to only on with transcript. And if you set it to on with transcript, that's the current version, then you will have only during the meeting option only available. In the meeting options makes sense because they work together, these settings. So the meeting policy, so the policy part in Teams Admin Center, is before the rollout, it's on with transcript and on. And after the rollout, there will be two options called on only with transcription and on. So this will be renamed. And the meeting options with for the user part, for the meeting option part, when you plan a meeting, then you have before it without transcription and with transcription, and you will see here the screenshot already after the change. You will have only during the meeting and during and after the meeting. So this will be some renamings going on just in case. First of all, for you in the meeting policies, and after you set it or configure it or just let it by default in the meeting policies, then also the user will have new options available. Last but change for this month for Copilot Microsoft 365 is a retirement change. Normally, after each workload, I have updates, and retirement updates would be a change, an update to a change which was already announced in one of the last ChangeCockpits. And there will also be a retirement announcement. So if particular features will be retired in the future, then this will be at the end of each workload in ChangeCockpit. So first we have draft with the Copilot policy management. This means if you configured in Microsoft 365 Admin Center, that's the URL config.office.com. You can configure policies for your office in there for apps for enterprise or apps for business. And if you configure policies in there, you had the particular option turn off draft with Copilot in Outlook. That's the draft with Copilot setting or the feature, which is already being rolled out to the Outlook Classic, but it's available for a long time now in the new Outlook or Monarch client, whatever you prefer the name. And there you have the option turn off draft with Copilot in Outlook. But this option will be, or this setting, this policy setting will be removed starting April 15, and you can no longer deactivate draft with Copilot for your users, except if when you remove the Copilot license, but you wouldn't do that if you have Copilot license, right? So that's the retirement announcement. Then outro, this means next dates, next Copilot free edition and also Copilot subscription edition will be held and recorded on May 15. Normally it's every third Wednesday in a month from 3 till 5, the English edition of ChangeCockpit. There is also the Swiss German edition in the morning from 9:30 till 11:30. And we have then June 19 and so on. And if it's not the third Wednesday of the month, it will be noted in here. So as mentioned during the intro, if you are not member of the ChangeCockpit community yet, then and have access to the full ChangeCockpit and you are interested in hearing about all other changes, like in the same style as I did just now for Copilot, including background information, then just send me an email or a Teams message or a LinkedIn message to rolf@changecockpit.ch. And if you have questions to these changes, just drop me a line as well. Okay, then thanks for watching. That's it for the April edition of Copilot Pre-Edition. See you and hear you next month. Bye-bye.